Hello, and welcome to the bite-sized guide to Sastasha Normal. In the advent of Endwalker, you might know, or be a new player eager to sink your teeth into the content, but might also be aware of any challenges it might present. The goal of this budding series is to present all the knowledge you need to know in one condensed video. If you're looking at this video, chances are you're still not entirely used to the party dynamic in Final Fantasy XIV, so here is a quick rundown. Final Fantasy XIV has three main kind of combat classes: tanks in blue, healers in green, and DPS or damage dealers in red. The tank leads the party, drawing enemy attention onto themselves with their tank stance. If in doubt, your area of effectability should be more than enough for this purpose. The healer keeps the party alive through healing and cleansing abilities. Typically, the tank will take the most damage and will need targeted heals. However, occasionally, party-wide damage will occur, and you might want to use your area of effect heals, which will typically be centered on you and have a certain reach. Last but not least is the DPS. Your main task is to do damage to the enemy. Attack the enemies your tank has engaged. Sastasha is the first dungeon unlocked for any player and sees you into a dank pirate cove. Starting off, defeat any enemies and proceed straight ahead into this room. Here is an activatable item. When used, you will see text commenting on a color, either red, green, or blue. Remember this color and move on. After a short walk, you will find yourself in a major cavern. The main way of progression is leftwards, while going right will yield some extra loot. The area has patrolling fossil shells and Sastasha Oribons, who act like regular enemies. However, the main enemy to focus on here is the giant clam. The clams are stationary and can only be hurt while they are open. While alive and in enmity range, the clams will keep summoning Seeker Shades. Kill the clams, then the shades. Go one by one, so you do not get overwhelmed. After going through the area, you will find yourself in the first boss arena. Here, there are three corals. Use the one corresponding to the color in the letter from the start of the dungeon. Afterwards, a button will appear in the back of the arena. Move towards it and attempt to use it to spawn the boss. The Shopper is a giant curl. It has two main attacks, a basic attack, and a cast ability called Charge Whisker. Charge Whisker is a close-range area of effect circle ability that will paralyze players hit by it. And this attack can be avoided or stunned up to 2 times. Attack is normal, and when the boss is dead, use the button again and move on to the next area. After a short sequence, you will find Captain Madison flanked by 2 crewmates. Kill the crewmates first, then focus Madison until she runs away. Moving on to the next area, fight until you find this door. One of the enemies should drop the key needed. Pick up the key, open a door, and defeat the mini-boss inside and pick up his key. Then make your way down towards this next door. Moving through, you will find yourself fighting Captain Madison once more. Engage as before until they summon their pack of dogs. The tank should engage these dogs with their AoE ability. Defeat the dogs and focus on the boss until she flees. Continue down the path to reach the last chamber. You want to move carefully here to avoid engaging the entire room at once. The tank's range ability is good for engaging at range. After clearing the room, you will find yourself in the last boss arena. After a cutscene, you'll see Den the Orca Tooth. The arena has 4 grates spread through the room. The main mechanic of this fight sees the gates start rippling. Once this happens, interact with them to keep additional enemies from spawning. If enemies do spawn, the tank should pick them up. Alternatively, if anybody else draw their enmity, bring them to the tank so they can pick it up with their AoE ability. An optional method to this fight is to take advantage of the long animation of the mechanic and have the entire party focus on the boss rather than the gates in order to kill the boss before the summons can have any impact in the fight. With the death of Den, you will clear this dungeon. Congratulations! Remember to pick up and roll on any loot, which should be part of the Plundered and the Acolyte gear sets, both of which has an item level of 17 and is equipable at level 15. And be sure to drop your party a commendation. Surely they have earned it. As always, if you enjoy this content, feel free to like and subscribe for more. And leave any thoughts or questions in the comments below. And with that said and done, I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Have a nice one!